In today's episode, America's favorite backwoods Southern lawyers in the news again, and the narrative being used to cover this story needs some significant changes. YouTube has laid the hammer down on Sniperwolf, and what's next for Richard Allen. So let's get into it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
The South Carolina Court of Appeals has granted a stay to the unaliving conviction of Alex Murdaugh, and this simply allows the lower court to hear his request for a new trial since the allegations of jury tampering have popped up. Now, everybody talking about this is discussing this situation in terms of if this is a W for Alex Murdaugh. Quite simply speaking, there is no W or L here for Alex Murdaugh. This needs to be covered in terms of, will we have justice for those two victims? Regardless of your personal opinion of Alex Murdaugh, his entire family, that community, that county, has been devastated by the actions of one man. And his defense attorneys are pushing for a full expeditionary hearing into the matter, and rightfully so they should, because those are some severe allegations if found true. None of this has been validated yet. There hasn't been a hearing on it yet. And regardless if these accusations are found true or not, this does not mean Alex Murdaugh is going to get to walk free. All this means is there may be another trial. And the family does need justice. Now, there have been some conversations online about what the cost of this will be in terms of the taxpayer in the state of South Carolina. For me personally, that is an absolutely ridiculous statement to make. Now, yes, he is going to be going to jail either way. And if there has to be a new trial, then there should be a new trial, because for true justice to happen, a fair trial must take place. The financial cost of this in the grand scheme of things is absolutely ridiculous. That family deserves answers, that community deserves answers, and everybody involved within that particular trial deserves to know what had happened and who is the guilty party. We have a million things in this country to wonder how much we're going to spend on it, but finding out justice should not be one of those things. And if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. Now, YouTube has recently came out on Twitter and made the statement they are demonetizing Sniperwolf's account. And if you agree with the punishment YouTube had, let me know, because there are people out there rumbling that she should be banned from the platform altogether, given the size of her particular audience. Now, she's a content creator better known for her vlogs and reaction videos. But to quickly get everybody up to speed, another content creator named Jax Films has been making a series of videos pointing out how she is apparently stealing other people's content and getting it monetized for her own self. Now, I haven't viewed a whole lot of her content, but the stuff I did see, if she's not tiptoeing on the line or going over it slightly, then I don't know who else is. Now, really, in terms of if she's stealing content or not, that's going to be left up to YouTube. But the general rule of thumb in terms of fair use is you can use clips, generally the smaller the better, if you are adding something to what the clip is saying. So there has to be a benefit or an addition or some type of rebuttal that brings more conversation to the clip. There has to be something that adds benefit. And there are millions of content creators on YouTube who do this type of commentary. But his videos did seem to upset her, and when she went to his home in the middle of the night, posted a picture of his house, and allegedly doxed him under the guise of trying to approach this like an adult, we were all pretty much on the same page saying that was absolutely ridiculous. Now, she did come out with an apology. She did issue a statement saying what she did was wrong. She accepts her punishment. She understands that she set a bad example. Look, if you're going to be sincere about something and you're going to be sorry about something, you would generally do this before the hammer came down. And the hammer did come down on her, and she wants to issue a statement saying how sorry she is. But on the surface of it, in my opinion, she's no more sorry than a little kid is when they steal the last cookie and their parents catch them. This was absolutely a disgusting way to go about handling your business. And to take internet problems and internet beefs, as stupid as they are, and bring them into the real world is a real legitimate display on somebody's childish behavior. Now, I do hope that she learns from this, and I do hope other content creators learn from this, because there is always a line in the sand. There are real people out here with real lives. And because somebody makes videos, whether you agree with them or disagree with them, it doesn't give you the right to blast their personal information or where they live all over the internet. So how long she'll be demonetized, I have no idea. Is she legitimately sorry? We all hope so. And I do hope that this nonsense that has been going on for some time is finally put to bed. Now, me personally, I don't see them doing a permanent ban. I don't think that ever crossed their mind, because YouTube is a business and it is in the business of making money. So them demonetizing it for a little bit may be as far as it goes. But also, if enough people complain, maybe they would do some type of permanent ban. I'm just not seeing it this time. You let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Also in the news, Richard Allen's defense team has removed themselves from the case. Now, the reason they did this stems back to that autopsy photo release that was tied to the defense. It wasn't tied to them directly. It was tied to a friend of one of the attorneys. Now, this puts the whole trial on hold, and it can't proceed further until new representation has been put in place. But the timing is odd, and it does raise questions. Given that everything in this case is being handled under a gag, there have not been any leaks up until now, and these leaks happened right before the discussions on this particular new motion are talked about. An attorney representing Baldwin has said that his client was coerced. Now, I'm not going to read too much into it. You can defer what he means in that particular statement. But as of right now, if his new defense team doesn't want to pick this particular Odinist angle up and run with it, they don't have to. Nor does his old defense team have to hand this over to his new defense team. A statement was made in an article that I read stating his old defense team is more than willing to work with and give over whatever his new attorneys ask for. But I would hope in the future there is a hearing on this particular accusation, because once you open Pandora's box, you can't close it. And a resolution would need to be had in this particular matter. We just need to find out if this is valid or invalid, because I don't necessarily see a scenario where we're going to get legitimate justice for the two victims with this particular accusation hanging in the air. It is absolutely a travesty. Those families have been through enough, and I hope the state gets it together and we get a resolution pretty soon. But that's what I have. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. Y'all stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.